Hi guys, I realise it's been a little while, so I thought I would run out here on this reasonably nice evening and tell you what on earth has been going on around here. Okay, a break from what I was going to talk to you about. We've got a net! Hello! Hello! I know, I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Thanks for the mud. You're a good goosey girl. Oh, she's warm. This is only our second goose egg ever. And we're very proud of you, aren't we? Yes. I'm gonna get them some food. No, just because they seem so happy to see me. So let's reinforce it. Hello! Should we have a little porridge? You want to go first? Okay. No, monster. Okay. Cheeky girls, there you go. We've been resting this main section just to let it recover a little bit, and it is getting green, so they'll be back in there soon, and then we'll do the same with this outer section, which is looking less green. Okay, back to what I was going to talk about. Oh, that was very exciting. So for anyone who's new, hi, my name is Sam. I live here on our about 3-acre small holding up in North Wales. I'm mostly a gardener, but as you've seen, I do have some birds. Over this winter we've been working on a few projects, so I thought I would show you around where we're at just as spring is beginning. This week we've had our first goose eggs and I'm super excited. I fried one earlier this week, the first one. I'll put a picture here so you can see. I was amazed by the size of it. Looking forward to having more goose eggs coming in as we go. But first off, let me show you around outside what's going on in the garden. The answer is not a lot, I just cleared a lot of space, but oh, I'll show you the new beds. I've got a temporary fencing situation going on around this garden at the moment, purely because my dog keeps running over it, and where it's new no-dig beds with cardboard and things, he was causing a bit of a pickle. So we've just got this temporary ugly fencing around it, which hopefully I won't need for much longer, but this will give you a view of what we've been working on. Now, some of these beds were here last year, this long one down the end there, and then these three here, and then we've added on that whole side, and then those beds down the bottom there. The brassica cage has been here before, and the polytunnel went up last year, so we're just kind of expanding the garden space a bit. These brassicas are just remnants from last year. I've been eating this curly kale for at least a year now. You can see all the old bits. It went to seed, and so I'd kind of just written it off, and then it started putting out more curlies, so great. I put in some wood chip paths to try and make it a little bit easier to navigate, but not being grass, because I have gardened in this whole area in previous years and I do find the grass quite hard to stay on top of, so we're trialling this year and hoping that this will make it a lot easier to stay on top of. This down here, we're in the new no-dig section. As you can see, I did try to get rid of the docks and the ragwort and things, you know, before I put the layer of cardboard and then muck on, but I obviously didn't get them all, but that's okay. We'll come back and sort that out. Now this area over here has been our work zone while we've been working on these beds, so the cement mixer and whatever has been here, so it's all a bit messy, but for now I've just covered it up, and hopefully we'll be getting on to including this whole section in this garden as well this year, so that basically everything from these beds up to that fence is all going to be grass-free growing space this year, and then I'm thinking next year I'm going to incorporate this area as well, but that might just be a little bit too much for me this year. But this is what we have been working on. Now, we are not professional bricklayers. It was much harder than we thought it was going to be, but I'm really chuffed. I'm still going to paint the outside of these, I think. Nothing crazy, but just to, you know, neaten it up a little bit. But otherwise, I'm absolutely in love with these. They're about 4 meters long by 1 meter wide on the inside. Meter and a half, I think. And oh, there's so much good growing space. Nigel's put these boards on for me, so I'll be able to perch and garden. I'm very excited by the prospect. The daffodils accidentally came over. We bought some topsoil from elsewhere on our land, and they just started growing in here, which I actually thought was pretty bloody lovely. So most of the topsoil to fill these came from a big pile of dirt that was on our land. Don't know where it came from, it was there when we moved in. So most of that came over here to fill these out, and then there's just a layer of rotted horse muck on top, and then I figure when I plant in them I will put some actual compost from our own compost bays in here. I have put about 12 potatoes in there already, just because I couldn't help myself, so we'll see how they do. I've had terrible luck with potatoes since I moved here. I've grown them fine in my old house in grow bags, you know, just on a patio, but since actually having ground to grow them in, they just disappear. I think the rodents love them or something. But anyway, let's go to the tunnel. Gotta fall over again. I dropped it there for a second. The tunnel has been absolutely amazing over winter and in this early bit of spring. This time of year where I live, it's a bit of a write-off outside. We get a lot of stormy weather, really high winds, which for a gardener, you know, talking young plants in the spring is really hard to manage, so it's just not really worth it. I've learned to wait until a bit later living here before I even try to put anything outside, but having this space out here, it's been, we had quite a late last frost. I'm hopeful. It was only a couple of weeks ago that I think we were still getting frost, which is quite unusual for us, but I'm hopeful that that was the last, and I am using the space out here now, so I'll show you what I've got going on. Some things are overwintered, and some things are new things that we started this year, so I'll give you, we'll take a look. My garlic is still cracking on in here. I've not even poked around in there yet. Maybe it's time for a poke. I don't think there'll be anything yet, but it's just an experiment to see how they do their food outside. Now here you can see that I have taken a cauliflower, and I've not just taken one, I've taken 2, 3. So we've been enjoying them the last few weeks, about 1 a week for the last few weeks. I did take some pictures. I don't remember if I showed it on here already, but I was very proud of myself. And then hopefully we've got a few more coming in here as well. Anything in there? It's amazing. All of these were planted at the same time, and yet they mature at such different stages. The kohlrabi didn't go well, as you can see. I think as soon as the sun started getting on this tunnel and it's getting up over 30 degrees, it was just way too much for it. But I kind of like the colour in here at the moment. It's not harming anybody. So as soon as I need the space, they can come out. But oh, look how beautiful they look. So they can stay for now. We've been having loads of broccoli. I think I've harvested 3 times off of this now. That first central bit went ages ago, and then we've been taking side shoots, and as you can see it's still giving really good size heads, so I will come and get some of these for my dinner tonight. I think the peas are looking like they're about giving up. Oh no, I take it all back. Peas everywhere still. These peas have stood all winter, and I've had, like, I don't know, probably every couple of weeks I come out and get enough. There's only a few plants in here. It was just a trial, and yeah, I've been really pleasantly surprised again. So I have sowed some more peas now, so they can take over from these, but they will take over outside once these are done. We also had some salad greens in here, which, as you can see, are going to flower now, which is fine. Again, there's more of those started. They can go outside. This just kept us in greens over the winter. Peas everywhere. This is, I think, what I'm the most chuffed about with this tunnel is these broad beans. I mean, just for scale, I'll show you how big this is on me. This is the tallest broad bean plant I've ever grown. I'm pretty chuffed with it. I did try to overwinter some last year outside, and wind and all that jazz. They didn't do great. There was a harvest, but it was like, you know, a handful. Whereas, and they, you know, they didn't look very happy. It's fair to say. These didn't look happy over winter. I mean, all of this, you know, flopped over sadness is all remnants from the winter. But then as soon as the sun came on here, they've just shut up. They've got loads of good looking plants in here, and then look, the beans are coming in. So I'm feeling really, really positive about that. You've seen there's bees galore out here, which is just, oh, honestly, it's so nice to see. And then the yellow flowers are all broccoli that have gone over. There's a few more broccoli plants down the end that we're also still harvesting off, which is great. And then I've got just some herbs, some parsley and some coriander that have also been out here all winter and doing okay. Over here I've got some gourds. They're not staying out at the moment. They're just coming out in the daytime to use the sunlight. My house is really dark, so I figure it's getting, well, it's getting to be nice and warm out here. Only when the sun goes down do we start dropping down. As you can see, we're at our low. I reset this morning. It only got down to 5 last night. So, you know, keeping an eye on this, see where we're at. But it's still a bit chilly for these guys out here overnight. So I am bringing them in overnight, but they're coming out with me first thing in the morning. So they're getting a full day of natural light, which, you know, I really do prefer to get stuff out as soon as possible, because otherwise, you know, you're hardening off once the light is so much stronger. Whereas if they're coming out now, there's no hardening off. I can bung them in the ground as soon as the overnight temperatures are okay for them. Likewise, my peppers, as you can see, I potted these up over the last couple of days. They were in these are the remnants that I thought were a bit too small. But these are all my sweet peppers. So these are California Wonder in this tray, and then these ones are yellow stuffing peppers that I got from the Wales Seed Hub. So I'm really excited to see how these ones come out, knowing that they have been grown successfully not far from me for a long time. So fingers crossed they do well in here. Otherwise, we've just got some more brassicas. I like to keep a steady flow of brassicas sown. This is purple sprouting broccoli, so we won't be eating on these for a good while yet, but they're on the go. Some cabbages in here. I've got some perennial herbs, caraway and tarragon. I started these from seed last year and I kind of forgot about them. They stayed out here. They all sprung back into life, except whatever was in here. That's not alive anymore. So I'm going to find a space for these guys outside. I wasn't expecting them to come back. That's just a nice surprise. And then over here, this is these guys' first day outside. So my cucumbers, they are definitely not staying out overnight. I've got some La Diva cucumbers here. Market Nords haven't come up yet. These ones I grew, they were called Gherkin National last year, but they didn't grow gherkin sized cucumbers. They grew like foot long, you know, normal greenhouse cucumbers, but I had the seeds left, so I'll bung them in. Most of my tomatoes are still inside because I do have one tiny grow light and they're all under those, but I found these seeds a little bit later. These Alicantes came with my Polytunnel, and these tiny Tim tomatoes. I found the tiny Tim tomatoes and I hadn't sown them yet, but I thought, you know what, I will. So I'm going to grab these so I don't forget to take them in with me. I have forgotten the gourds and the peppers out here a couple of times. I'm not proud. I hope it's not a problem, but you know, it happens. The rest of my tomatoes are all inside, as I say, and they're coming up well, so I think they'll be coming out here in the daytime as well soon. It's just a matter of how many trays do I want to carry down here. This is just lettuce. This can go outside soon. I just like to start it in trays because otherwise the small birds do just come and pull seeds out of the ground here. And then I got big cauliflower seeds going on. This tray has got fresh peas in it along with beetroot. Now I had mentioned on a previous video that I've not bought any compost this year and I'm not intending on it. I'm using all my homegrown, but that does inevitably mean that I'm going to have weeds coming up in my seed trays, so that is just part of it. It's fine. This is some radishes, some carrots. I know I should direct sow carrots, but I've had no luck with it. My best luck has been germinating them in cell trays and then moving them straight away before the root gets too established, and I can just move this block of soil and not disturb them at all. That is how I've had my best luck so far, so you know, we'll see. And then I just got some more brassicas getting started. Oh look, Brussels sprouts. I got red Brussels sprout seeds, which I'm quite excited for. But these are all just staying out here and they germinate when they germinate. No rush, guys. It's just some spinach that's still standing, a sprout that didn't do great last year, some parsley, which is loving life, and this is my straw flowers, which again I didn't intend to have in here, not sure where they came from, but they lasted well. Oh, and then more cauliflowers, more parsley, more garlic. It's not full in here. I've tried to do the majority of the clearing out so that it's ready when as soon as those nighttime temperatures are looking like they're not going to be too cold anymore. Tried to clear out most of the rubbish from last year, but you know, it is what it is. Whew, but that is a quick run through of what's going on in my garden at the moment. I think I'll do another video for a look around the perennial space, food forest area and things. There's some new stuff going on. And a lot of stuff that's come back from last year and things, so we're getting excited. But I am leading light and I think I'm going to call it. I just wanted to check in, say hi, and show you what we're getting up to. And I'm glad you got to see a goose egg, because that's the most exciting thing that's happened to me for a while. I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks.